Welcome to the Thursday Night Football Preview Show on CBS Local Sports. And welcome back to the NFL Today and the Thursday Night Preview. Week 7 of the league starts with Thursday Night Football on CBS and NFL Network. And it will feature the Seahawks taking on the Niners as we break down this NFC West rivalry.
I'll tell you what, guys, man, things change week to week in the NFL is all I can say. And the 49ers now, they may have a quarterback that may have found some of his confidence. Over 300 yards passing against the Baltimore Ravens, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's the key thing for him. And he's starting to come around, getting the game a little bit. Now it is a home game against their most heated rival. And you want to talk about trying to get your season at least back on track to try to catch up to the Arizona Cardinals. You got to win this game. And what have we seen every Thursday night? That road team sometimes struggles going into a very, very difficult environment. We saw it from Atlanta. Don't be surprised to see Seattle get scuffed right here.
Well, Arizona came back to the pack. But who would have thought that these two teams would be 2-4? We may have thought that San Francisco would be 2-4, but nobody would ever imagine 2-4, especially once Cam Chancellor came back. It seemed like they had their momentum. This team has lost 4 leads going into the fourth quarter, and they've squandered those leads, built on a defensive team that you're used to relying on. Colin Kaepernick is going to get a lot more difficult this time because the Baltimore Ravens secondary is struggling. I think that, Seattle's going to come out playing with a lot of passion. This should be a great game.
Hey, Coach, how hard is it for Seattle, who has lost their last 2 defensive coordinators, to become head coaches? Obviously, we see what they're doing in their respective cities.
And I think the other thing that's really hard with this, Boom, is for Pete Carroll, for the first time, I think, in the last couple of years, he's getting challenged. You're talking about a team right now that's tinkering a little bit on the edge of confidence. Who would ever think you'd be saying that about a Seattle Seahawks team? But you're talking about a team, as Bart made mention to, they've had to lead in 4 of these losses in the fourth quarter, and the Legion of Boom now has become doom for them because right now they can't hold a lead. I mean, it's really not a very good situation. Jimmy Graham showed up a little bit last week, and as Boom made mention, Colin Kaepernick suddenly is a confident quarterback. You see him now scrambling and still looking down the field. So I think this game here is huge. More from the standpoint, I didn't think it was a couple weeks ago, but for Seattle to come in here now, this is big. And for 49ers, I think they're going to have a little strut about themselves on Thursday night, and they're thinking they can beat the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, when you look at that Seattle defense, we're talking about it right now. You said Dan Quinn's now. He is gone. He is in Atlanta now. For whatever reason, they are not looking very comfortable in that cover 3 defense that was so vaunted over these last couple years that has guided them to 2 Super Bowls in a row. Guys are running up those seams, tight ends specifically, and coming wide open. That has to be addressed, and that is something that you would think come Thursday night that they're going to get going corrected. And another thing, Jimmy Graham finally got involved in that offensive game plan. Over 140 yards, 8 catches. Now you got to see the running game come along with that. Marshawn Lynch went out there, had himself a decent game, but if they can put those 2 things together, there's a lot of football left for both these teams, and they can get their seasons back on track.
But I tell you what, every week we sit here and we watch Russell Wilson run for his life. They can't protect him. We're asking him to create magic on every play. It's different when he takes off every once in a while, but he's running for his life. They have to figure out how to get some balance in the running game and also how to make sure that they get him protected in the pocket. He shouldn't have to scramble every play to make a play down the field.
Right now, they have to learn how to finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And as delicate as confidence can be, that could be a critical one indeed. All right, folks, be sure to catch us at noon Eastern every Sunday right here on the NFL Today.